I'm Jeff Biggs with more traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Temperatures near average as we head into this Sunday afternoon. Mid-60s along the coast, lower 70s for LA and Orange County Metro, 73 for the Valley, 72 up in the high desert communities, and 58 degrees for the mountains. Very similar conditions heading into our President's Day, but periods of offshore winds will bring warmer temperatures as we head into this week, so pushing mid-70s for some of us. And then as we head into next weekend, we have a chance of rain heading into Saturday. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2's Alex Biston for KNX 1070 News Radio.
54 in Van Nuys, 55 in Huntington Beach, 53 degrees in downtown LA at 8:47. A state senator wants to toughen the laws to combat porch piracy.
Under the dictates of Prop 47, any theft under $950 in value is treated as a misdemeanor, providing little deterrence to porch pirates. State Senator Brian Jones of Santee wants two specific changes in the law to deter repeat offenders.
It immediately makes it a crime if your intent is to steal off the porch. That's number one. Number two is if you are caught 3 times and prosecuted, it can now become a wobbler. It gives the judge and the DAs the ability to decide whether they want to prosecute it as a misdemeanor or a felony.
A felony conviction could mean up to 3 years in prison. Jones's bill is headed for the Senate Public Safety Committee for a first hearing later this spring. Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Local watchdog group says 99-cent only stores just won't budge when it comes to getting toxic chemicals out of their products.
The Campaign for Healthier Solutions released a report 5 years ago that showed more than 81% of products in dollar store chains contain toxic chemicals. We're talking things linked to birth defects, cancer, learning disabilities, diabetes, and other serious health issues. Jose Bravo with the campaign says Dollar Tree and Dollar General have committed to phasing out more than 20 toxic chemicals or groups of chemicals, but 99-cent only stores won't.
The question here is not to drive them out of business, not to boycott them, not to say to people don't go shop. What we're about is to get them to be conscious about the toxics that are in their products and go to their suppliers and demand that as major discount retailers, they have the power to go to their suppliers and demand that these toxics be removed.
99-cent only stores said in part in a statement to KNX that their suppliers give them products that meet or exceed federal and state legal requirements. And they say they will be meeting with the campaign in the near future. Emily Valdez, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Metro says a big reason for a 17% drop in crime on its trains and buses over the past 5 years is a boost in law enforcement patrols.
We utilize a model of presence. We recognize that presence is key in reference to being able to deter criminal activity.
Metro's executive officer for security, Aston Green, tells KNX he hopes people's perception of safety on public transit changes for the better. He says Metro continues to build an intelligence-led security training and exercise program. The goal is to increase their ability to identify significant threats. Riders can report safety and security concerns anonymously on Metro's Transit Watch app. It's 8:50 and Masu checks your money.
Empty streets and canceled flights are just some of the more visible impacts of the coronavirus in China. But the outbreak also is taking an unprecedented toll on the global economy, especially tourism.
The airlines naturally are really hit. It goes without saying that the cruise lines, although they don't do a lot of business in China, people don't want to take cruise ships anywhere these days, or some people don't.
Peter Coy is Bloomberg Businessweek economics editor. He says some of the ripple effects can already be seen. Singapore is seeing a 25 to 30% decline in tourism. It's also impacting the hotel and casino industry, according to Bloomberg News gaming reporter Chris Palmieri.
They were ordered by the government there, all the casinos in Macau, to close. It was supposed to be a 15-day shutdown.
Wynn Resorts reports its Macau location is still closed, losing $2.5 million a day.
We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Ann Mostu for KNX 1070 News Radio.
The original video game? Pong. The original cola? Coke. The original traffic app? KNX. With traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 5s around the clock, helping you get wherever you're going in Southern California faster with less stress. KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
This woman, her name is Edith Childs, is a city councilwoman from Greenwood.
12 years ago, right here.
My first trip to Greenwood. There were about 20 people there.
We need some hope.
I heard this voice behind me shout out,
I said, fired up, ready to go, and that was it.
Fired up! Ready to go!
We need something different to beat Trump. Tom Steyer can bring it. He knows the needs of our people, that people have good health, that people have good education, that people have affordable housing, that people have a right to vote, and that their votes are not suppressed. He also believes in climate change and that people can live healthier and normal lives. Watch it. My God, Tom's fired up and Trump got to go.
I'm Tom Steyer, running for president, and I approve this message.
Now everybody get out and vote for Tom.
Paid for by Tom Steyer 2020.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Homelessness is a humanitarian crisis, but District Attorney Jackie Lacey has made things worse by jailing people experiencing homelessness instead of providing treatment for substance abuse and mental illness. Lacey has thrown the book at nonviolent offenders and young kids and continued pursuing the death penalty while ignoring police misconduct. Let's face it, Jackie Lacey has sold out LA communities. The Democratic Party officially supports George Gascon because he stands for real change. Gascon would take on the criminal justice status quo, prioritize rehabilitation and prevention, hold violent cops accountable, and Gascon will address the humanitarian crisis of homelessness by focusing on mental health and substance abuse treatment, not jails. Because real justice puts our communities first. Democrat George Gascon for District Attorney. Real reform, real justice. Ad paid for by Run George Fund. George Gascon for LADA 2020. Committee major funding from Patty Quillen. This advertisement was not authorized by a candidate or a committee controlled by a candidate.
8:53 on KNX.
Ford promises to do a better job. This is Jeff Turner with the Corners. Ford's launch of the new Explorer and the all-new Lincoln Aviator did not go well, with production hiccups and lots of vehicles that needed to be fixed before they could be sold.
Our execution was simply not nearly good enough. Clearly, we recognize this, and of course, we're accountable for it.
Ford CEO Jim Hackett says lessons have been learned.
Our leadership team is determined to return to world-class levels of operational execution.
Hackett, however, denying that a recent management shakeup at Ford was due to the problems launching the new utilities. With the Corners, I'm Jeff